Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So in this video, we will try to work on Python and we will try to check how for loop works in Python. Okay, so I'll quickly take a small example, like let's take an example of creating a multiplication table, okay, in which we will be using for loop. Okay. So I'll create a multiplication table and let's see how it works and how you can use for loop for creating a multiplication table. So multiplication table means you, the user which you have, the user can enter their number, okay, and then with the help of the for loop, whatever number the user enters, the multiplication of that will be generated in a form of a table. Okay, so let's say I take a variable as n and inside that I take integer data type, so I'll write int for that, and as an input from the user you have to use input. Okay, so this is for prompt input from the user and the input should be enter a number. Okay, so this is where the user will enter a number for our multiplication table. Okay, so next part will be we have to use a for loop to generate the multiplication table. Okay, so how to do that? So for that, you can see clearly over here, like when a user enters a number at that point of time, suppose the number is 2, so the output should be like 2 cross 2, which is 4, 2 cross 3, 6, 2 cross 4, 8, okay, like that. So what's actually happening is, suppose if this is 2 and then 2 cross, suppose 2 is there, okay, 2 cross 3 is there, 2 cross 4 is there, okay, so it moves on until, let's say, we take a value as 10. Okay, so 2 cross 10, which will be equal to 20. So our output should be something like this, which gives us 2 cross 2, 4, and then 6, and then 8, and so on up to 20. So it's like whatever number you give to this multiplication table or any multiplication generator, it should give the uh, multiplied form as output. Okay, so this is the number which is entered by user. Okay, this is the number which is entered by user, and this is the number which keeps on incrementing. So suppose I take it as I. Okay, let's say the variable name is I for this particular part, where 2, 3, 4 keeps on incrementing. Okay, so how to move with the incrementing part? I mean, how to increment I? So for that, what you can do, you can use the for loop over here. For loop will come right over here, wherein you have to increment the value of I. Okay, so let's see how that works. So let's see everything. Okay, so in order to see how that works, we have to use a for loop. So I'll use a for loop, and in Python, how will you use a for loop? So for loop Python may I can write for I in range. So I'll take the range as 1 comma suppose 11, okay, because I want it from 1 to 11. Fine. That means suppose the number is 2, which is given by user, then it will run from 2 till 10. Okay, that means 2 cross 2 4, 2 cross 3 6 up to 10. Okay, and then a column. So this is how you write a for loop in Python. So for I in range and then 1 comma 11 and then a column. Okay, so that's how a for loop is written. Okay, so unlike in C, C++ or Java, we used to write like for like this, like for I is equal to 0, or let's say 1, I is less than 10, and then I plus plus. So this is how we write it in Java or C, C++. So what's happening? What's the difference over here in Python? So it's the same thing. It's just for I in range we are writing over here, that is 1 comma 11. That means the I less than 10, this is this part. Okay, the incrementation part is happening here itself. So that's how you can write it in Python. Okay, the for loop. Now next line, what we have to do is, if we go on to the next line, now that we have the for loop, so what we have to do is we have to write the result, right? Like let's take a variable r, and inside that there is number. Okay, or I have taken n, so I'll write n. So n into I. Okay, and then after that, what I'll do, I'll just print. So if you want a prompt from the Python itself, you'll use f and then the name of the variable, that is n, okay, multiplied by I, right? Because n into I, that means 2 into 2, okay, and that will be equal to r. That means what's happening in this particular line is, here my data, whatever I have in R is getting stored. Okay, so that is n cross I will be stored in R right over here. Okay, this is the function for that, right? So now that I have written this, what I'll do, I'll just press enter. And if you want to run this particular Python code, what you have to do is you can either click on, right click, and then you can run directly from here, run main. Why? Because the name of my file is main. Okay, or what else you can do, you can directly go right over here, you can click on main, run right from here. Okay, and this is a PyCharm editor which I am using right now, which is quite friendly, which you can use for Python if you are a beginner. So it's quite useful. So let's try to go ahead and run this. So if I click on run, what happens now? See right over here. So what's happening over here? It shows, let me just quickly, okay, so it shows enter a number. Now suppose let me enter a number, suppose 89. Okay, so if I press enter, now what happens? See, so it gives me the table of the number 89. That means 89 into 1, 89, then 2, then 3, 4, up to 10. It gives me, it actually calculates the table for 89, right? So this is a ready-made calculator which we have generated with the help of a for loop. Similarly, like if you want to go ahead and again use any kind of number, suppose I use 125. So yes, this is the output for, or this is the table for 125. So that's your handmade, ready-made, calculator for multiplication or multiplication table. Okay, which you can generate, a simple one which you can generate with the help of the for loop. So this is how you use for loop in Python, and this is how you take an input from a user in Python. Okay, so that's all in this video, guys. Hope you like this video. If you feel it's worth it, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and do like, share, comment for this particular video, and stay tuned for more updates on coding. And if you have any questions, you can drop down in the comment section below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Let's meet up in the next video.